Hello, how are you? My name is Matthew. You are in the moment. Rain is falling here in the Halifax Regional Municipality. Looking at the forecast for the next couple of days, showers, overcast, maybe some sun in the middle of the week. But this is the time of year. The days are shorter and the weather is it's taken a turn. No more upper teens, temperatures in the 20s. We're looking at temperatures this week, 10, 11, 12 degrees, 3 degrees tonight in the rain. So, not here to talk about the weather, but I am in here because it's been a week since my last show. I just want to bring you up to speed on what's happening. I have a whole list of things, that I've seen within the last 7 days. And I'm going to talk about that in a couple of moments. But the reason I'm in here tonight is we approach Halloween this Friday evening. I thought it might be fun to bring in one of my friends, Nick Moulet, who is a paranormal investigator living just outside of Chicago, Illinois. So I have some talking points. I've talked to Nick numerous times. I met Nick in person a few years ago. I think it was back in 2021, perhaps. Really great individual. So I'm hoping to speak with Nick Moulet, paranormal investigator, here on the show this evening. There's a 2-hour time difference. It's like 7 o'clock Central. So we're going to go over a few things, and then I'm hoping that I'll have a lengthier discussion with Nick for my radio program on Sunday, which will be after Halloween. But trust me, Nick has some stories, and one story that takes place in Colorado. That's how I want to lead off this conversation with Nick. So, Nick, if you want to invite yourself into the program, I can accept that and bring you in. So I'm hoping that we're going to do a split screen. This is just like something you would see on any podcast. We're just hoping to do a split screen. I do all my shows on my phone, and it's the best quality, the best way for this to work is for my guest to either be on an iPad or their own phone. Laptops, for whatever reason, just don't happen to make that connection. So, looking to speak with Nick Moulet, paranormal investigator, here in a couple of moments. I don't want to forget, so I want to mention this right now. I know a lot of unhoused individuals, and I try and help as many people as I can, and sometimes that help is just as simple as putting out their email address and allowing you to make the choice as to whether or not you want to make contact with any particular individual that I'm talking about, and if you want to make a financial contribution to help them get through the night, get them through the week, that's greatly appreciated. So I'm just going to mention Robin Tupy. I've known Robin since 2023. We have a storied history together. And again, if I had the email address, if I had the contact information for every person that I knew out on the street, I would put it up in the comments section here so that you could make the choice as to whether or not you want to help these individuals, because they are looking for help from every possible angle. And I'll mention Robin again at the end of the show. So again, in here this evening, 4 minutes after 9, just hoping that I can make this connection with Nick Moulet, who is a paranormal investigator. He has a great story. That's how I want to start off this conversation. So I'll just give Nick, who I know is watching the show, I'll just give him a couple of more moments to see if he can invite himself. If not, I can go into the audience, and I should be able to invite him into the broadcast as well. The reason I'm in here tonight, kind of in between games of the World Series, the Toronto Blue Jays back in the World Series, first time in 32 years. That series is tied at 1 apiece. The Dodgers winning Game 2 last night. So this is a travel day. So Games 3, 4, and 5 will take place in Los Angeles. When the series does come back, because I'm not expecting the Dodgers to sweep 3 games in Los Angeles. I just don't think that's going to happen. So I do expect games 6 and possibly a game 7 back here in Canada, in Toronto. If there is a game 6, it will be now. The Blue Jays. The Blue Jays could go into Los Angeles and sweep them there. Again, highly unlikely. They have matching records. I had that written down somewhere. Their records right now are identical. I think they're both 94 and 69. So just taking a break. The World Series resumes tomorrow night in Los Angeles. Okay, so I see Nick is trying to invite himself into the broadcast. So I'm just doing my show on my iPhone, so pardon my fingers. So I'm now sending a request to join the broadcast, and the next face that you see will hopefully be Nick Moulet in Glenview, Illinois. We wait patiently for the internet. Sometimes it's hit or miss. That's why I do have an actual show prepared, and it's just basically what I've seen with my own eyes within the last 7 days, including 2 shootings. So just hoping that we do make this connection with Nick Moulet, paranormal investigator in Glenview, Illinois. Now, if we don't make this connection here tonight, what will happen is that I will be speaking with Nick, perhaps not through video, but through audio. I will record the conversation, so no answer from the live video guest. So we're just having technical difficulties, which can happen. It's 50-50. So he'll try again. But in the meantime, I just want to tell you some of the things that I've seen with my own eyes. I might send again, sorry, a little technical difficulty. No worries, Nick, when you get in, you get in. I really want to have you in here for this story, that your experience in Colorado. So again, Nick is trying to get into the broadcast, so I'm just going to see if I can get him in here. I'm going to approve. Send a request again. Hopefully that the next person that you see doing a split screen with me will be Nick Moulet. I always try and give it 3 opportunities. So we'll just wait for a few moments. And while we do wait, I do want to talk about the re-airing of Truth from the Booth. It ran, the interview, the show that I did last Sunday with Andrew Goodsell, who was a resident of the Lower Flint Park encampment, the tent encampment. Spoke with him last Sunday morning during a shooting that was happening there. So that conversation re-aired this morning at 10 o'clock and again at 6. You can hear that conversation on my YouTube channel at In the Moment 2025. And the reason I mentioned that, and again, hopefully, again, a second failure with Nick Moulet. That's totally fine. We'll try it one more time, Nick, and then I'm just going to continue on with my show. I do want to keep the time frame on my shows a bit tighter. I know Nick and some of the podcasts that Nick is on, I know they've gone for like 2 or 3 hours. They've gone for 2 or 3 hours. So I just want to let you know what I've been seeing with my own eyes, and this is just a recap of what I've seen. Again, speaking with Andrew Goodsell last Sunday while there was an active shooting happening, that conversation that Andrew had with the police is part of the radio show. So again, if you want to hear that whole conversation, it's about a 35-minute conversation that I had last Sunday morning. You can go to my YouTube channel at In the Moment 2025. Final try. Final try here. Nick is trying to get into the broadcast, so I'm going to go follow the prompts. Allow viewers to request. Yes, yes, yes. So trying it third time. Third time is the charm. If we don't get Nick on the broadcast, again, this will be my final time here. If we don't get him into the broadcast, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. But I do have an interesting story about Nick Moulet, which kind of sparked the idea of getting Nick on this show this evening. So if we don't make that connection, I have a great story about doppelgangers, and this is a first for me. When I go into the city, I'm always looking for people's doppelgangers. I'm always looking for people's doppelgangers. So still trying to add here. I see someone else is trying to come into the broadcast here. So again, just hoping to make a connection with paranormal investigator Nick Moulet, just outside Chicago, Illinois, where it's 10 minutes after 7 Central Time. Just a fascinating individual as we try and make this connection. But the reason we're getting a no here on the third try. So I just want to tell you a story quickly about doppelgangers, and this is a first for me. This has never happened in my life, which is why it's just kind of remarkable to know Nick Moulet. The other day, I was going into the city. I got off the bus. I was kind of down around the waterfront area, and I could hear someone talking, and they were describing history of the city to an elderly couple. And that particular individual who was speaking, who was giving the narrative, sounded exactly like Nick Moulet. So I know there are doppelgangers that look similar to other people, your twin, but I've never heard of a doppelganger that sounds exactly like someone else without not imitating them. Just their natural sound sounded exactly like Nick Moulet. Let's try this one more time. Let's try this one more time. This is our fourth attempt. Not a big deal. You're going to hear our conversation on Sunday in a radio show, Truth from the Booth. It'll be even more extended. It'll be even more extended than what is not happening right here. Okay, so I'm going to quickly go through as we approach 12 minutes after 9. And again, I see Robin is commenting in here. Robin has been in and out of shelters and homes and tents and encampments for as long as I have been here in Nova Scotia, as long as I have known them. They're putting their email address up there right now. If you want to help Robin, please reach out, start the dialogue with Robin, because every single person that's out there, even aside from the weather tonight, no one should be outside in the circumstances in 2025. Okay, Nick, my apologies. We are going to just pump the brakes on having this conversation. Let me go through this. Just hang tight for a few more moments. Let me go through this, and then I'll try and invite you and see if that has any difference. So within the last 7 days, this is what I've seen. Down at the waterfront at the ferry terminal where the Tim Hortons is, on one side, I saw a guy who was getting ready to sleep in a crawl space for the night if he didn't make it back to the curfew. So where he was staying has a curfew. If he didn't make it back in time, I don't know what the curfew is, maybe 10, 11 o'clock, he needs to be out on the street panhandling, making money. So if he misses his curfew, he showed me the crawl space that he would have been sleeping in. I think that was like last Monday night. It was definitely within the last time that I was on camera. So just think about some of the visuals that I'm passing along to you, and I hope that you are comfortable tonight wherever you are. So I see this guy getting ready to sleep into a crawl space. I go around to the lower Water Street area of the Tim Hortons of the ferry terminal, and there's a gentleman in a sleeping bag already asleep just there at the bus terminal. He's not hiding from anybody. He's not hiding from anybody. Thursday night, I get home from work Thursday night, and there is a shooting. Almost at the same time I'm getting home and getting off the bus, there's a shooting that's happening in the back area of this property here. Drive-by shooting. I don't know if it was random, targeted. Someone was shot, taken to the hospital. So just two shootings that have been in really close proximity. Yeah, the one down the road is Lower Flynn Park. It's on the southern end of the peninsula. But just talking with someone, having a recorded conversation with someone for a radio program, talking about the dangers of being in an encampment while he's being questioned by the police. That conversation you can hear up in that radio broadcast that aired 3 times on Folked Up Radio. Out for a walk yesterday, and this is everything that I saw yesterday and today. There was a protest yesterday that I kind of followed through the city when I came about it. It was just afternoon up at Citadel Hill. The noon gun had gone. I'm kind of walking around enjoying the sunshine. We had 2 types of protesters. We had the anti-immigration protesters, and then we had the MAGA Maple crowd that were completely outnumbered. They didn't even hit a dozen people. There were more police officers there separating people than the actual the MAGA Maple crowd. Citadel Hill, down across Grand Parade Square, down into the waterfront, down by the ferry terminal. Just following people around with police escorts, wasting taxpayers' money. Yesterday afternoon, about 2:15, hailstorm. Did you get caught in it? I was in the city, took some shelter on Barrington. Hail coming down yesterday. Down at the waterfront yesterday. Again, these are just things that I've seen. You might be able to relate to some of it. I was down at the waterfront yesterday, took a picture of what at the time looked like someone had just dumped out a bouquet of flowers into the harbor. And it was down just on the south end of like where the big wave is, where you can like rent canoes and all the jet skis, that area there. So I took a picture not knowing what it was, had a conversation with someone that I know, and they tell me that the flowers are there in tribute to a drowning victim. So sometime within the last week and a half that I don't know made the news, someone did drown in Halifax Harbor. I don't know the circumstances, but that's what the flowers were there for. The family came to this location, put flowers in memory of this individual who drowned recently in Halifax Harbor. Again, I don't think it made the news. Go into the city today and I watch an individual who, just very odd, very, very strange behavior, and someone who does security. I get paid to watch people. I get paid to, make sure that their behavior is like in line with where they are, especially if they're inside of an art gallery. But I'm watching this lady today at the waterfront, and the next thing I know, I'm just enjoying my coffee, and Jen is always telling me that I need to mind my own business. But I'm watching this individual who is hustling these 2 tourists at the waterfront. And at one point I saw enough, because they were talking about, you could tell that they were exchanging email addresses where they could wire them money. So the story that they were telling these 2 people who are not from here, English was their second language. This person was totally taking advantage of them. And I eventually went over and tapped the guy on the shoulder and just tried to get his attention to, so I could just get into his ear that you're being scammed. But he just kind of looked at me and said, "Hey, I'm busy with this one." I just like, yeah, you are busy. You're busy getting scammed. The best scenario that could have happened when that threesome broke, the couple left, deleted everything that they had put on their phone, because I can guarantee you the lady that was having this conversation, the moment she turned around, she forgot everything that just transpired. It was the wildest 15 minutes one of the wildest 15 minutes that I've seen at the waterfront. And I spent a lot of time at the waterfront, and I've seen a lot of crazy shit. But today was just, enough was enough. I just had to get up and just try and intervene. Like, you're being scammed. You're being hustled right now. And I'm trying to tell you that you're being hustled. Please do not send this particular individual any information. On the bus today, a couple of things that about 2 years ago, I was walking, again, I do a lot of walking. When I first got here, I did a lot of exploring. I'd go to areas that I'd never been before. And I came across this individual, this elderly man was just, when I'm walking down the sidewalk, he was just lying on the ground. Like, he was just lying on the ground. And I was kind of concerned, went over and come to realize that was like his spot. That was his hangout. So I gave him some change, and I think he went and got some coffee. And anyone who has driven on Duffus, that turns into Lady Hammond Road here in North End, Halifax, you've probably seen this gentleman. He's got to be late 70s, 80 years old, but he has a spot where he literally just lies on the ground. He doesn't have a chair. He doesn't have a scooter. He's not in a wheelchair. He doesn't have a cane. He literally, he lies on the median in between the road and the sidewalk. And he's at this particular location so much. It's just a dirt patch. I saw him today. Like, I can guarantee you over the last 2 years, when I first was in that area, that gentleman has probably been there every single day. And again, this guy's probably in his 80s. It's just remarkable to see people 2 years later doing the exact same thing. There's a lady who I helped out here a few weeks ago. I gave one of the care packages that was given to me. She is hearing impaired. She was up on Gottingen and North. I saw them again today, wandering through the intersection at the Windsor Exchange, which is one of the biggest traffic exchanges here in the HRM as far as I'm concerned. Just so many different ways for vehicles to be going. She's hearing impaired, walking through traffic. I'm just on the bus going to the mall. On the way back, I see her. She's just sitting on the sidewalk, just rocking, just back and forth. No one around. Like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, sitting on a sidewalk, Windsor Exchange, just rocking back and forth. It's really sad. I don't want to leave you with a sad story, so I'm going to leave you with a remarkable story. And again, Robin is in here in the chat. If you want to help Robin out, please reach out to Robin. They have left their email address here. This is a serious issue, so please, if you want to be serious about helping people out, the information is right in the comment section. I'm going to give Nick one more try to get into the broadcast. I apologize, Nick. Again, we will connect and we will chat. We'll have a radio conversation because your story, your nightmarish encounter with all things eerie at the Abbey in Cannon City, Colorado, needs to be told. So I will try one more time. But this was kind of a cool story here. I'm doing some new banking here, opening up a new bank account here in Halifax. And the lady that I've been dealing with for the last couple of days, her name is Roxanne. She's from Jamaica. And we just started having this conversation about athletics, talking about the World Series. And I play baseball, and she was in the track and field. And come to find out, the university that she was attending in Jamaica was the same university where Usain Bolt was practicing and training. So this lady that I met here just a few days ago from Jamaica had the opportunity on a regular basis to see Usain Bolt, who at one time was the fastest person in the world. She saw him training and saw him practice on a regular basis before he was this megastar. So I just thought I would throw that in. Okay. Help Robin if you can. I'm going to try. I know Nick tried several times, and I know that Nick has a large following of paranormal investigator friends. So I know you're watching this, so I'm just going to leave you with this, Nick. I'm going to leave you with this. When I turn on the TV here, it automatically goes to Haunt TV. So I'll leave you with this, and you can leave this in the comment section, and we'll talk about it further in the radio program. Just let me try here, Nick. Hang on. Your viewers guest request. So I'm sending you a request, Nick, and we'll just see if we can get you in here. Yeah, sometimes I just don't know. It could be the device. Like it's really 50-50. But we are coming up on about 9:30, so even if you did jump in here, I would be saying goodbye. So while we try and make this connection, going back to Haunt TV, I don't think it's going to work. Going back to Haunt TV, if you were approached by a network executive that wanted to give you your own show, give you 12 episodes of your own paranormal investigative show, and you need a team of 6, including you. Who are the other 5 individuals? Who are the other 5 individuals, Nick, that you are going to take for a 12 episode journey of your own paranormal investigative show on a major network? Who are those 5 people? I look forward to those answers. I really look forward to those answers. Okay, listen. My apologies to the paranormal investigative crowd. I'm looking at all the talking points that I have for Nick Molay. Those talking points have been sent to Nick, so we would have had a pretty tight show. But unfortunately, the goblins, the internet goblins, are not going to allow that to happen. So my apologies as we approach 9:30 here on the East Coast of one of the most beautiful sovereign countries on the planet.